Hey guys, Kings Island Fanboy here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing another coaster of the week. This coaster of the week is the Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. This is a Chance Hyper GTX that opened in 2014. It has a height of 100 feet, an angle of descent of 80 degrees, a speed of 55 miles an hour, and a track length of 2,500 feet. I think that 80-degree descent is really great, especially with the height it has, but we'll get more into that a little bit later. But before we go into the POV, let's look at some of the history behind this ride. This ride opened in 2014 after Ed Hart had saved the park. He added it very shortly after the park reopened, actually opened the same year that he was able to save it. This ride was built on the former Greased Lightning roller coaster and actually uses the exact same station building that Greased Lightning used to use. I like when parks reuse old stations for new rides. It just is able to breathe some life into an old piece of history, which I think is really fantastic. So you pull out of the station here directly into the lift hill. This lift hill runs directly beside the road that cuts Kentucky Kingdom in half. This is actually the only coaster that is on this side of the road in Kentucky Kingdom. All of the other coasters are on the other side of the road in the water park area. That's where you can find Storm Chaser, Thunder Run, Kentucky Flyer. A lot of the other coasters in the park, or all of the coasters in the park, are on that side. So you climb up the lift hill pretty quick, only 100 feet tall, and you crest the top and look at a grand parking lot. Then you dive down that 80-degree descent, and you pull into this turn, into this airtime hill where you can get some good G's, from good positive G's and a good negative G's going through that hill. You have this nice overbank here, not a lot there, just a fun moment. And you have these elements over here that are elevated high off the ground, where you can get some good airtime moments over the hill, then the bank turn, and then the drop down. You drop down into this hill when you bank into it, do the hill, and then bank out. I really like hills that do that. Then you have the overbank hill, where you get some great airtime there, and then into these S-bends, really Maverick-esque, and I really like when coasters incorporate low-to-the-ground turns. And then, of course, you have the grand finale, a bunch of airtime hills, very RMC or Steel Vengeance-esque. I really like that end of the ride. Now let's get into what I like about this ride exactly. This ride has a lot of airtime. That is very prevalent with the amount of hills it has and a lot of the hills at the end of the ride and how every hill is shaped to provide airtime. However, the trains kind of can take away from that. They feature the RMC style lap bars with the shin guards. Now, if you know RMC, they have fantastic airtime despite the train design, but this ride doesn't go upside down, so I don't think the shin guards are really necessary, and I think if they removed them, you would have a lot more airtime on the ride. So I think if they could just simply, if it's possible, if they could remove the shin guards, the airtime would definitely be a lot more aggressive. I think that'd be fantastic, but maybe the shin guards are there to prevent that. Maybe it's dangerous if they remove the shin guards. I did ride this ride 2 times in the morning, right as the park opened, so it may not have been running at the full speed. I rode in the second row and in the very back, so I was able to get the pretty much general experience of the ride. And even though it wasn't running at its full speed, I was still able to get some good airtime on this ride. This ride usually only runs one train, so if you're going to Kentucky Kingdom, you might, or you definitely want to get on this ride as soon as you possibly can, because it will get a pretty long line later in the day. So we wanted to ride it later, but it had a pretty long line since it only runs one train. So you're better off going and riding this ride as soon as the park opens than going to the rest of the coasters where no one really is, so you don't really have long lines on those parks. So overall, for Lightning Run's final score, I will give this ride an 8 out of 10. Yes, it's kind of nitpicky with the airtime on it, and I only got to ride it right in the morning, so I'm sure if I went back to Kentucky Kingdom, rode it later in the day, I would be able to bump this up to a 9 out of 10, but that's just what it is. It also doesn't really have any theming on the ride, but it is Kentucky Kingdom. Again, not really known for their theming, so I think if they added some theming to the ride, it would boost that up a little bit, especially with the queue line. The queue line's very bare. But overall, its final score is an 8 out of 10. I want to get back to Kentucky Kingdom and ride it when it is running a lot faster, see if that bumps it up to a 9 out of 10. I really hope it would. I really do like this ride, and I hope more parks do get Chance Hyper GTX rides, because really the only other park that has it is it's under construction right now, and it goes upside down, and it's not really anything that is like Lightning Run. So I hope more parks will invest in these Hyper GTX rides. It is a really small, cheap addition that can provide a huge punch for their park. Well, that's all for this video. I want to hear what you guys think about Lightning Run down in the comments below. Do you think it's great? Do you like the airtime? Did you have the same experience with me where you only were able to ride it in the morning? I want to hear all of that down in the comments below. Again, that's all for this video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.